Hey guys, this is Ryan here. Now, this is gonna be a very weird video, right? The title says reaction to the final season part 3 core 1, I know. But due to a series of unfortunate events, which I am extremely sorry about, I wanted this video to be the big comeback video, like I was waiting for a while, I was taking a break, dealing with some stuff, and then I wanted this to be the big video that comes out and like blows everything away and like cracks the algorithm and everything. But unfortunately, two things. One, Crunchyroll crashing multiple times. Three, five, seven. My video kept lagging. I had to restart and restart, restart. And on top of that, guess what? When I when I finished watching the episode, I close Google and then I go back to the OBS tab and I see that my OBS had another stupid encoder error and it stopped the recording at the very beginning when Eren was roaming around in Marley and around that scene. So pretty unfortunate that I I literally couldn't go back and like re-record the whole thing. It would be cheating, and I don't want to do that with you guys. So all right, this is gonna be my 2 cents on final season part 3. If you want to still listen to it, then listen to what a anime and manga fan of AOT would say. Otherwise, you can click off the video. It's nothing. I really don't blame you guys. I really don't blame you guys because this is kind of boring listening to another guy talk. But hey, if you want a fan, if you want to know the opinion of a fan, if you want to, hear a manga fan of AOT talk about some things, what they liked and they did not like, then stick around. This video is probably going to be around 5 to 8 minutes long, probably 9, probably 10, I don't know. But I am, yeah, I apologize. I couldn't do anything. I literally couldn't do anything. This is so unfortunate. But hey, at least I can put out the review section, so I won't take long. I really won't take long. This is probably going to be a 5 minute video. I'm going to zoom in from the start to the end of the episode. Again, spoiler warning, if you haven't watched the episode, please do that. Do yourselves a favor. It's mind blowing. It's amazing. It it is faithful to the manga, and it lives up to that level. Um, for at least 99% of the time because it's amazing. It is downright amazing. So you guys should check that out. Um, all right, let's begin. From the very beginning of the episode, right? Like I haven't written anything down. This is totally unscripted. I will say things as and when they appear in my head and as and when I remember them. But I just finished watching the episode, so the memory should be fresh. You guys could, let me know down in the comments if I missed anything or if you want to hear my opinions on anything. But yeah, like obviously, I read this section of the manga. Wait, let me get to the very beginning. I started reading the AOT manga after I finished watching the final season part 1, right? Up until then, I was an anime only, like all of y'all. So after that, I couldn't wait for part 2, and I was like, "Yo, you know what? Let's read the manga. Why not? It's right there. It's okay." Um, so I read it, and the things that happen in the chapter, the things that happen, well, spoiler once again: Halil and Rumsey dying, the whole rumbling thing, the squad formation, Eren's Titan, and the fight on top of his Titan, the whole parts thing, the dialogue and everything, the funny revelations, the subtle jokes, the subtle humor in these dark times, the haunting imagery. I knew for a fact before going to the episode, and I had actually said this in my recorded version, which is not going to be uploaded because the footage got corrupted. That at the very beginning, I said that this episode is going to be a make or break for me. Um, and it turns out, well, maybe it did not, maybe not this episode, maybe a few more episodes are going to be the make or break for me because there were some scenes that I distinctly remember from the manga, right? Some scenes of the rumbling, some imagery, people dying and everything, some iconic splash pages, one or two or which was adapted in this episode. I was like, yo, when I was reading those pages, I felt excitement, sadness, and a myriad of emotions that I only hope that the anime could live up to. And I told myself that these things are gonna be the make or break element for the anime. Like the everlasting debate, like, is the AOT anime living up to the manga? And so far, with this episode, yes, it has been. I had one single problem with this episode, one singular problem, and it's actually a nitpick. It's not really a problem. The freedom panel. It was great, right? It was great, but two things. One, Aaron's mouth looked goofy as like the whole like soft edges thing, but it was like that in the manga as well. So I guess it's an artistic choice, but I wish the angle was slightly a bit more dynamic, a bit more diagonal, and it wasn't like horizontal, like he's standing at the edge and there's the clouds. But I wished we had a little bit more of a perspective kind of shot, like the side facing the camera is elongated and the side, away from the camera being a bit shorter. I wish that was the case. We got an actual perspective shot instead of getting just a horizontal shot of him just standing there at the edge of the screen and clouds over there. um, but I guess they did what the best they could do, and it's not really that big of a deal. And also, the second thing was that I don't know if I'm wrong or right in this, but I was under the impression that in the manga, when right after the freedom panel, when Aaron's eyes gets droopy and he talks to Armin about like, yo, didn't we want this stuff to happen? And then the camera pans to like the clouds and how people are like getting stomped over below. So I was under the impression that the camera was gonna cut to him in the freedom pose to the clouds, but then it would show us that the clouds weren't actually clouds, and instead they were uh, the clouds were the steam that was emitted off of the Titans, and it would then pan off to the horrifying scene of the thing. So I wish that was done a little bit better. Other than that, no complaints. All right, moving on from that, I love the color grading. I love the shots, the cinematography, the scenes with Ramzi Halil. The characters in general were the best in fluidity that they have been in all the three parts of the final season so far. And I'm hoping that the next few episodes are gonna maintain the level of quality of this episode, which is, hey, that's amazing. That's excellent. I don't think they could do any better. I mean, I could be wrong. They could just outdo themselves once again, like they're doing with every single part they're coming up with. So the motion, the fluidity, it felt at times that there was some literal rotoscoping going on. The thing with the Chainsaw Man anime, like which makes the characters look way more fluid. It's a really hard process to do, basically, but it looked like they utilized some of that, so the animation was like really smooth, or maybe they're just higher talented animators. Who knows? Um, but yeah, smooth animation, smooth background. Yuki Kaji nailed it once again. The voice acting was great. Um, did they add anything? They added a few shots from here and there, um, like the guy killing himself, before getting stamped on, whatever. Um, I'm trying to remember. Then the whole fuel tank thing happened. The joke between Mikasa and Annie and Armin, holding hands in the boat. That was really nice. It was really sweet. Really sweet moment. It was so awkward and like downright funny. The humor in Attack on Titan is the best part, right? Like it's not over the top. It's not your usual humorous thing, but it's rather like subtle here and there. Um, yeah, that was done perfectly. And then the airplane scene, mm, Aaron looked beautiful in Marley. I forgot to say this, but Aaron looked beautiful in Marley. All the characters, in fact, look beautiful. Annie, Mikasa, Armin, Peak, Jean, Connie, Reiner, they look their absolute best. Like the level of detail in the hair strands, the creases in the faces, the shadows, lighting, out of this world. It's probably it is not probably it's the best that we've seen in Attack on Titan, the final season so far. Um, Moving on to the plane scene, the rumbling reaches the Odiha. Flock shows up, and again, Flock is insanely detailed as well. Every single strand of hair and everything was amazing. It was downright amazing, and I was throughout the episode, I was like, watching the sad moments, but I was like forced to yell out loud that, oh, that looks great, that shot is amazing, that character looks great. So it was funny, yeah. But then Mikasa kills Flock, which I didn't even realize how that happens. She shoots the ODM hook into his neck. Damn, that's crazy. Also, another thing, it's crazy that they actually showed Halil and Ramsey's death. Like, that's insane. I thought they were gonna skip over that. I knew that they were gonna censor the whole brain exposed thing, which they did obviously, with the whole boulder covering. I think that was Halil, and Ramsey's the one who died later on under the foot. So Halil's head was covered by the boulder, which is obviously implying that his head got crushed. Ramsey, the expressions on the characters were amazing. They were like so horrifying, that juxtaposed with Aaron's speech, and on that day in the refugee colony or whatever. It was so well done. It was so well done. The animation, the CGI models, perfect. The best that it's ever been. Like, I look back to season 3 when we got the freaking hideous CGI colossal, and I'm like, bro, if you think that Wit Studio is, you know what? I'm not even gonna compare them. Whatever. To each their own. I just prefer Mappa's art style more. But I have to say that people who shit over Mappa CGI are like, at this point, they're like clearly delusional. Like, they have perfected the colossal CGI, which is evident from this episode that there's barely any jankiness. There's barely any. There were shots where I knew that this was CGI, but they looked so 2D. It's insane. And I keep on saying that the thing with CGI models is that no matter how far or how near the distance gets, once a 3D model has a fixed design, it never changes. Unlike, if you draw it in 2D, if a character is far away, you're gonna like draw lesser details, and then as they're approaching, closer to the camera, then you're like slowly gonna put in more details, which was evident in part 1, 2, and 3 of the show, because most of the Titans were drawn in a 2D manner. So uh, I kind of prefer the whole thing with CGI models because every single piece of detail is still preserved no matter how far away or how near you are. So I love that. It looked amazing. Um, then when the Titans pulled up to Oriha, like the first Titan to like slide down the hill, that was so funny. Like I was like, wee. Then the Titan fell down. Um, then Hanji sacrificed Shinzo was Sasageo. Everyone started crying. Levi was stoic as always. One last friend to lose, and that was it. That was it. And then Erwin coming back. That was amazing. That was really, really beautiful moment. After that, them flying, the plane, the shots, the visuals, everything was downright amazing. I don't even know where to like. I don't even know where were there any flaws in this episode. I don't think there were any. I really don't think there were any flaws. Apart from that one slight freedom panel, mishap, whatever. It's a nitpick. It's basically a nitpick. I don't really consider that to be an actual flaw. Um, then afterwards on the plane, we had the whole thing in the paths with Aaron. The paths run looks beautiful once again. Aaron's voice is downright chilling at this moment. He's like, "Yo, you have to kill me. You have to unalive me, and that's the only way it ends." And the friends and everything are like, "Yo, is this is so sad?" And Levi's like, "Well, guess we got to do it then," because Levi is just like, "No, bro. I I kind of was thrown off by how humorous Levi was in this part, because when they landed on Aaron's Titan later on in the episode, Levi was like, "Yo, Aaron, guess what?" No, he said this in the past actually. He was like, "Yo, guess what? You can stop now, and I'll just leave you with a minor ass whooping. That's all. That's all." And it was kind of funny, but I was like, "Yo, this is." I know Levi is always sad and everything, but so this was like a little bit out of pocket, but it is in character. It is still in character, so I didn't mind that much. The expression, the dialogue delivery was excellent in the paths run especially. And then we reach Fort Salta this time, not Slava. I keep saying Fort Slava. The train CGI train model looked amazing. The visuals downright beautiful. Um, when Aaron's Titan pulled up and the airships, the captain, he started saying to everyone that, yo, this is what we did in the past to them, and now it has come to bite us back in the butt. So I guess we got to take it unless there's some way to stop it. And then they throw all the airships away, even though I think that they should have kept at least one or two airships to themselves just in case. I don't know. But yeah, they throw all of the airships. They drop barrels of what I presume are oil and explosives, I guess. But that's neat because the moment they touch the colossals or like come really close to them, the heat will be so strong that it will just make the barrels explode. So that's smart. No need to light fuses and anything. Also, then Zeke shows up. Zeke's CGI was amazing as well. Again, the tendrils that attached Zeke's body to the Titan. I think if they were done in 2D, they wouldn't have been able to like draw all those intricate, the coils, the details and whatnot were there. I love that Zeke is. So it is clear now. It wasn't really clear to me while reading the manga, but now I'm 100% sure that Zeke, and then, well, minus spoilers for the next part, the other Titans that show up to fight the squad are actually made using the Warhammer Titans' powers, essentially. Like, their skin is white in color, obviously, so they basically, Aaron is basically using the Warhammer to create these, living bodies, kind of, I guess. And for a second, I thought, like, what the hell is Zeke throwing at them? And then I realized that Zeke is actually throwing chunks made of the Warhammer Titan's flesh, right? Because he can just materialize anything. So he throws them that, the planes fall down, and then one of the most beautiful and terrifying shots takes place. The whole red sky and the Nern's Titan it looks like a scene out of hell, like literally a scene out of hell. The explosions were done beautifully as well. And lo and behold, I keep talking for more than 15 minutes now. I said that this was going to be a short video, but I just couldn't stop. Um, wow. And then the squad pulled up, which the sound design and everything, when Armin jumps out, the whole sound just cuts off and it's just a humming in the ear. It's like tinnitus, but it's weird. Um, so Armin jumps off and the whole gang jumps off, and then the music starts kicking in. Um, Speaking of jumping out, I didn't even speak about Hanji's death, man. Like that sequence with the ODM, the music, and everything, it was just perfect. It was just perfect, man. And either I don't remember properly, but I don't remember Hanji dying that way. Like the moment when she wakes up, on the ground, like after the Titans have passed by, and then she sees the squad, like she's supposed to be in heaven. But I always thought of the fact that Hanji actually like fell down and then got burnt and stomped on by Titans. But I guess that's not what happened, and I guess I'm just forgetful because it looked like she just got burnt up to crisp. She got the Armin treatment essentially. That was sad, but she went out like a hero. She was happy all the way through, and her craziness maybe did not, her craziness allowed her to like stay fearless through the very end. Like she was so helpful. She killed few titans, and then many titans stripped on them, and then they disrupted the whole flow and got them to like delay the process and then give more time to the gang to like fuel the plane and weld that shit up. So that was amazing. Then after that, like going back to the squad jumping out of the plane, we had Falco. Oh, speaking of Falco, another thing. Falco breaking down was done beautifully. The voice actor, I keep forgetting his name. He also did the voice for Kaneki Ken in Tokyo Ghoul. He went off, man. He went off. That scene with the bewildered expressions and the dialogue was amazing. Where he's like, "Yo, my whole family is dead. Like, what is gonna happen now?" And then the moment with Annie and the what was her name, Hizuru, what was the name? I forget. The woman from Hizuru. That was great. And then he tells the idea that I keep having dreams of the Beast Titan. I still don't understand what the female Titan's powers are, right? Because it's so confusing. It said that female Titan can manifest shit, so that's a really vague statement, and something I felt was off out of place, I guess, because Annie, if what she says is true, then Annie was made to eat parts of other Titans, and then she could probably replicate their powers. I guess. I mean, that's what I'm assuming. But I think the only place we've seen this is with the fight with Eren when she like hardened herself, and I guess she was mimicking Reiner's powers because he's the armor Titan. Um, and she also looks like the Colossal Titan. She has no skin, just like the Colossal Titan. So I guess she could replicate powers of other Titans. But it's really subtle. It's such a subtle detail that you won't even notice it on the very first viewing. That statement felt pretty random. I don't think it should just be there. Because Falco could have just said that, yeah, like, yo, I've been having this dream, and I think it's something to do with the Beast Titan, and it's showing me that I can fly, which probably means that I can fly, and I'm gonna try that out. So that's gonna happen in obviously the next few episodes. But that was a good scene. Then the whole squad jumps off. The whole gang looked amazing. The ODM scenes were perfect. There were some shots of the bony skeleton drawn in 2D and some in 3D and some were mixed in between. Zeke was obviously 3D, and I think them rigging the whole tendrils and everything was probably a bit complicated because I noticed one frame where the tendrils felt like they were a bit pixelated and not well done. Um, but I guess that could just be the compression error or something. I don't know. But yeah, other than that, the whole fight looked perfect. Then Reiner jumps in, the music is going on, and this part is probably the best thing about the whole episode. The final part is was amazing. It was the best. It was perfect. And after that, oh, sorry, where was I? Minor interruption. Sorry. All right, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, the fight on the bones, right? Song choice was amazing. It was so hype. I think the final, towards the end, it was the most hype part of the entire episode. The song, I believe I've heard that played in one of the earlier seasons during Wit's time. I don't really remember where, but because Wit Studio had a habit of utilizing songs, not the full songs, but like the music and certain snippets from the songs here and there. So you really wouldn't notice that, oh, this is from a certain song that they used way back then. But they did that, and it was hype. It was amazing. Reiner jumps in, tackles the beast. It's beautiful. It was beautiful, man. Then the whole squad, looks up to Aaron and they're like, "Yo, you gotta stop." And then we get a glimpse at Aaron's face, his titan head, and then wow, it cuts to black. Ah, it's crazy because we cut to the shot of Aaron's head inside the Titan, and he had his eyes open. But I do believe in the manga it was his eyes were closed. But it actually makes sense. Um, I mean, I don't think it really makes sense. I mean, I think it's fine either way that either his eyes are open or closed. It doesn't even matter. He's still going through the same level of pain. But yeah, it showed that he did not want this. I guess he thinks he basically didn't have any choice. We saw glimpses of Ymir here and there, like through I think Ramsey's vision, I guess. And then the next one we saw her in the Parts, and it's crazy because Eren now has the Parts version of Eren, like the kid version that we see, has the whole shut eyes thing going on that Ymir had, so he is basically a slave. Like this is all ironic. This is if it's not obvious, it's a big, huge irony. Like he wanted to be free, but instead, in achieving freedom, he himself became a slave. Right? He became slave to the future. He became slave to his own ambition, and he couldn't do anything about it. He became slave to Ymir's prophecy, and Mikasa was the one who freed him. Oh God, I think I am sorry. I am not gonna say another word because I know some of y'all might be anime onlys. All right. I'm not gonna give context to what I just said, but hey. Anyway, fantastic episode. The last part was amazing. I didn't think there were any pacing issues. Pacing was amazing. The freaking Doom music that kicked in here and there was amazing as well. Overall, I would say this is a freaking 9.8 out of 10 episode. You know what? 9.9 out of 10. Because, you know, 9 Titans and everything, it feels nice. But yeah, this was a fantastic start to the final part, the conclusion arc. And we're gonna get the next few episodes. I don't know how many episodes they're gonna put out later this year, but I think we're gonna end the anime after about, I'd say, 6, 7, or 8 episodes, probably. Um, that's it. That's about it. Then Attack on Titan is gone. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but Attack on Titan will be gone, and it is crazy. It is actually crazy to think that it's all gonna come to an end soon. But hey, anyway, share your thoughts down below. What you felt about Attack on Titan's special episode for the conclusion arc. And let me know if there's anything you liked, you disliked, or if there's anything that you wanted to be added or like subtracted from the manga. Let me know. Let me know if you agree to my views or not. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. You guys can check out my other stuff that I put out. Really sorry that I couldn't put out a whole reaction video, but it is what it is. I guess if you watch this video, then you'll probably just have a one-sided discussion with uh, another person who's passionate about anime and manga. So I guess that's nice. Probably I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But hey, thank you for sticking around. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Drink water, stay hydrated. Summer's on its way, and be nice to others. Be nice to people. That's all it would have taken to avoid the rumbling. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Be nice to others, man. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Have a nice day.